$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Salman Rahim here. Mr. Khalid. Here's Farrakhan's own words. He says, Father is white, Portuguese, Caucasian, Jew. So here's the link. Link is in the description. So make of what you will. That's his words. Come on, brothers and sisters. Here's his daddy. His name is Louis Eugene Grounds, not Walcott. Walcott was not his father. Ground was his mother's maiden name. So make it what you will. And that's what Legion calls him. Louis Eugene Grounds. He turned the NOI backwards, exactly what Aaron would do. Anyway, the choice is given. Please provide information, brothers and sisters. Okay, I got this is interesting, all this important, but this is on top of this here. What is Allah? You know all these things about Allah? You know those clowns on Sunday, they're all confused about what Allah is. First, he's a man, then everybody's making babies. And, you know, he's a maker on planet Earth. And I mean, they're all over the place with it. Right? And then you got the Sunnis, they tell you, oh, well, you know, their idea is he's some kind of spook or spirit or something. Right? And other people, the idols, there's all kinds of information out there. How do you know which is true? When the scriptures clearly tell you this is a mystery. It's a mystery that will not be revealed until in the days. So that means anyone who's talked about it before that be wrong. There will be no truth on that subject until the God showed up, and that God is a made God himself. He's not the actual God. He's a made God. Muhammad told us that. He's a made God. He was taught. He wasn't self-taught. He said, son of man will be self-taught. He said, see, they get things all confused and mixed up. And there's a reason for that, which we're going to talk about. He was taught by his father. His father went and got information from all the other scientists that was available. Of course, you know, it's a purchase a large price. And he gave information to his son. Right? That's the genesis of Master Fard Muhammad. So there's no way, they tell you he's son of man, but he doesn't fit the description. Dark skin and woolly hair, plus he's not self-taught. But he is the God for this period of time. No doubt about it. But before that, and even with that, people still have confusion. Because it would not be completely, the mystery would not be completely revealed until the end, and that's when the seals are broken. It tells you that. I'll show you. This is, I believe it's chapter 10. But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, whenever he may be about to be trumpeting, seventh angel, that's the end, was finished the mystery of the God, as he declares good news to the himself slaves, the prophets. So he said it wouldn't be revealed to them. So what are they talking about? All before me thieves and robbers. So right there. So you're going to disregard that? Right there in Revelations. Let's proceed. And look at this. That is Allah, your Lord. There is no God but He, the creator of all things. Now, how can it be Master Fard Muhammad? He's creator of all things? One time they tell you, oh, hold on, brothers and sisters. Here I go again. 1 second here. Oh. I'm having, hold on, brothers and sisters. Haste makes waste. Wait a minute. A second here. I'm still here. 1 second. Okay. So that's your Lord. There's no God but He. The creator of all things. They will serve Him. He has. What? Okay, here we go. Brothers and sisters. I have to fight with this every day, brothers and sisters. This is not. It's nothing new. It's like there's a ghost in the machine. Finally, okay. Again, that's like your Lord. There is no God but He, the creator of all things. To serve Him, He has charge of all things. Vision comprehends Him not, but He comprehends all vision. He is so aware. So what does that mean? What does it mean? Vision comprehends Him not, but He comprehends all vision. See, they don't understand these things, but they keep talking. They should be talking about unless they understand. When you start talking about Allah, then every description, every thing they say, you should understand it all, because you could be making a mistake. How can they explain that? They don't try to explain it, because they don't know what idea what that means. Vision comprehends Him not, but He comprehends all vision. Don't get into that when you get to the mind and brain functions. But see, right there. So why? What does that mean? You have any idea what that means? That's why God's a mystery. Elijah Muhammad said, we're all Allah. Oh, and in the Quran, he said, I am Allah. And then it says, right, we. How can both be true? How can be one and then two at the same time? See, they can't answer these questions, but they want to tell about Allah. Allah does this, Allah talks to them, Allah's going to do this, do that. And the Sunni Arabs haven't had a victory in 5 years, so obviously something's wrong with their interpretation. They're not successful. Allah is your Lord. There's no God but He, the creator of all things. So remember, for years, Farrakhan, the originator. And now he says, Master Prophet prays to the originator, not the originator himself, but his memory. I mean, it's all over the place. that would really get you that one. And He has charge of all things. But vision comprehends Him not. He comprehends all vision. How does that mean? If you don't know what that means, then you don't know who Allah is. You don't understand what He is. You don't know. I see one part of, like, you go by a house, you see the front, and now you think you know about the whole house because you saw the front. You got to see inside. You don't know, or you already saw the front. Take a picture of the front. You got to look at the sides, the back, top, inside. Because you saw the front. I mean, you know anything about the house, but you got to go and tell me, I saw the front house. This is what the front house looks like. That's what they're telling you. They tell you like they know all about Allah, who He is. And then you have a question, say, well, Allah said, angels make, right, I'm going to make the ruling earth. And they say, you're going to make somebody make, why would Allah make someone else going to make a ministry of blood? And then tell, they submit to Him. They can't explain that. So they should be talking. That's why the chastisement and destruction then will be so severe. Let's continue. Keep that in mind. Vision comprehends Him not, be comprehends all vision. But this mystery will be revealed in the end. Now consider this. Here's a brain. Now, probably no one's going to pay attention to this. They probably look at it. Oh, yeah. Because I don't think anybody studies anything I've been saying for the last 36 years. Not really. They might have looked at it. really studying it. They will in a minute. They will have to and forced to during tribulation. There's a brain right there, right? Now picture that brain is made of many cells. Each cell is virtually identical, right? The cell in your foot is equal to the same identical cell in your head. You know that, don't you? Only thing is that because it's a positioning thing, I'm not. But the cells are all, because they can clone any part of your body. Because all the identicals are all made the same DNA. See? But they do, but because where they position, they serve different functions. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going that kind of detail right now. But here's the brain. And say, oh, I forgot. Oh, I remember a quote. I forgot to put it there. Should I do that now? Okay, I'm just going to talk about it. So there's a brain made of many cells, right? So picture, here's a brain made of many cells. It says made of a million cells. Each cell is identical. Remember, it's like a house. You build a house off a brick, right? With a brick house, because all its components are brick. So if you take the house apart and lay all the bricks out there, it's not in the form of a house anymore, but it's still the house because it's all the components of the house. It's just laid out and not in the form of a house anymore. It's laid on the ground. So if all the bricks were out there, well, that was the house. That's all the material that took to make the house. It's just, because if you put it back together again, then you got the house again, right? The material is just spread out. So if you take that and you say all these brain cells, see, yeah, I forgot a few quotes I forgot. So I'm just going to talk about, we'll give you your backs. What does that mean? They couldn't tell what that means. We give you your backs. What do you mean? Well, we all have backs, don't we? If we didn't have a back, what would that mean? That means we all connect to each other. If we don't have backs, it means we all connect to each other. So we have backs, then we seem to be independent. Well, there's a lot of quotes I forgot. I'm thinking about it now, but it took me to put this together. And there was a few quotes I just forgot. Okay, so what does that mean? They couldn't tell you what it means. Yet they are there talking. What does it mean that now we have back? And the Quran also says you think you're independent, but you're not. What does that mean? They're going to tell, oh, you got freedom of, you got free will. The Quran does not say that, neither does the Bible. That's something they made up. And they don't understand that. Because if you understand mathematics, it's impossible for everybody to have free will. If they did, prophecy would be impossible. Because you wouldn't know what anybody, if they have free will, that means you can't determine what they're going to do. They can do anything. Prophecy means you have to know exactly what everyone's going to do. And when you understand how things work, every action has an opposite reaction. When you come to the world, you're reacting. Your whole life is reacting. But your reaction is an action which others reacted to. So it's totally mathematics. So it can totally calculate it, right? But if you're doing, oh, well, you can do anything people on the spectrum, prophecy would be impossible. But they don't understand that because they're stupid. And they're talking, and they're going to pay a serious price for talking. The Quran tells you they should be talking about things you don't know about because you're part of the confusion, you're part of the darkness. And when the light comes, light destroys darkness. I mean, this is not an analogy. I'm trying to get you to the point where you start thinking mathematically, and then you see these things that actually mean something. When I say darkness, light, oh, some darkness, you know, that's not an analogy. Then, okay, then you say, okay, who is it? What represents the light? Is there a personification of the light? Is there a personification of darkness? If that's the case, there could be a war between the two. And darkness is going to lose. But see, when darkness comes, it destroys the light. And we've been in darkness for the last 500 years. It destroyed the light. So here's the question. Well, Elijah the light, was he killed during the dark time? See, you can't answer those questions. And some of these questions you're scared to answer because you're but you have to answer those questions. You're going to be out telling people what Allah is, who he is, and what it's about. What does that mean? Because they talk about light and darkness. And there's two, we see it. I tell people, I said, if you look around, it creates all mathematics, so therefore you can apply different mathematical situations to other situations, just like a woman giving birth. Okay, if you understand process, that same process we go through, right? Because that's we're being right. That's I know a nation being born. But I can't understand that. Once you stand, then you can take these things because that's a mathematical principle. And you say, okay, where's another place I can apply that principle in that context, specifically that type of principle? Like algebra, trigonometry. Trigonometry is a certain mathematical principle. So where's a situation where that principle fits? Then I can think in that terms. It's like seasons, mathematical principle. So where's a place I can look at that and look at things from season perspective, and then all the wisdom that comes out of it. That's to explain all the wisdom that comes out of seeing things in seasons. It's a mathematical principle. Okay, that's a principle. Is there a situation where I can apply that? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Because we got 4 seasons here, right? Summer, autumn, winter, and spring. We also have 4 6,000-year periods. And Yakub would run the last one, and that's when we'd be in trouble. They said, well, that's a winter one. Winter is cold. We're freezing, that's bad for us. But spring is life and joy. But the two conflict each other. Because when spring comes in, see, you can just talk that freely and it math perfectly, and you can predict exactly what's going to happen. The only problem is we can't predict to the level of detail that it is. Because it takes a machine to do that. It takes a computer to go into real deep detail. But the principle, general principle, is right there. Right? Okay, we got the 4 seasons. Right? And we understand how the universe, the energy flow. If you understand, they don't understand that part either. That's when it comes to the understanding part. You get the wisdom, and then you get the understanding. How all this fits together. Oh, okay, that means right now we're going to go through the worst winter we ever went through. Worst winter ever went through. Time unprecedented. These things fall into place. That's why you say things like that. Once you get that stuff, it's a language. If the universe is expanding, right, there's less energy, because you look at this and say, oh man, look how energy, I look at the universe. But in contrast, our energy used to be here. So if all the energy was here, now what the hell we was like then? What was life like then? I mean, damn, all that energy was here. What was the Earth like? And then you understand, when our energy, that means the Earth had to be the largest star in the universe, the greatest star, because all the energy was here. And how do you make elements on a precious star? And Earth has every element there is. That means it had to be the premier star. Because the sun only produces helium, which is only one of the simplest atoms. A sun that produces uranium would be a very a star 1,000 times bigger than the sun. But the Earth has all the elements. That means it had to be the center of the mother star, so to speak. See, all these things fall into place. So he's like I said, if you talk seasons, say okay, then there'd be a God. You had to be a transition God between the summer and the spring, right? Summer and the winter, right? Oh, that means he'd be half winter, half summer. His better half will be summer. So you got math around mama right there to have and half. But you have a demon that's trying to hold on to the winter, trying to prevent the spring. He'd be half too. But his half is better, his strongest half will be on the winter side. It's right there. I tell people that, you got, like I say, learn to speak the language. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. But see here, so I'm saying, if you got a situation like that, you say, okay, well, you put all these things together. You give your backs, then you're going to, they said, we're going to return back to Allah. How do we return back to Allah? They say, oh, that means when you die. Oh, you mean before you was with Allah, then you came to life? I mean, that's interpretation they get. But said we turn it on means it was once all one thing, and then we separated because we got backs now. See how it comes together easily when you look at it that way. Now we come back together, so we don't have backs anymore, and we're not independent. We never was independent because we were all part of that being. It was in a different form. So picture this, say guys, all these cells, right? So say I'll keep it simple. I got 15, 20 cells, but it's made billions of cells, right? So each one of those cells, right, becomes individual. Remember, all of them have the same DNA. So now each one of those, they got the same structure. So they got brains and everything too, but they're a cell of this. Each is a cell of this. So each of the cell becomes independent. Each cell has a back. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still one brain. It's just in different form. Let's see if we can make sense of it. Okay. Now, boom. Okay, now it's like this. A lot of brains, smaller ones, right? Same DNA as original, but now separated like that. Right? Each one has a function. Because the brain, each cell in the brain has a function. Each one of those are one of the functions. The brain has maybe 100 functions. So in other words, you separate to 100 different individuals. Each one served that function, but still one brain is just, they have backs now. Then you have one in the center there, right? We're going to do more of that in a minute, a few minutes. But it's like the one that the cord holds together. It's like the will. So that's what Allah is. Because we all got separated. Because as the universe expands, things be pulled apart. So we pull animals out of ourselves, we pull things, eventually, right? You see, separate the male and the female because things, that's that. We're unfolding the creation. So now we're in that form right now. So that's why you could say I and we, because this I is this one being, it's just that form. But each one, but you can say we because all of them, they have brains and they think, and they think they're independent. They're not independent, but they're all part of it. But it's still controlled, right? Well, I'm jumping the gun here. But it's still one being. So you can say, I and we. The whole being is the I. But remember it says, he who comprehends all vision, the vision comprehends not. And that explains that, doesn't it? Right? Because this is one being. So all the vision belongs, everyone has a vision, but it belongs to the whole. So, but each one of them can't comprehend the whole thing. Because they're not individuals, but they think they're individuals, but they can't comprehend the whole thing. But the whole thing comprehends all of them. There you go. That explains that, doesn't it? I'm going to have to be a contortionist. And the one in the center there, I'm going to get more detail of that in a minute, right? Because each one have a function. Okay. So the one in the center, right, is aware of all the other ones. It's like the will, right? They're aware of it, right? That's on the individual level. But all together, that's a group consciousness because it's still a brain. So what does that mean? Well, when we all can tune in, that means all of, in other words, if there's a communication, say we all have cell phones and we all communicate with each other. Okay, we're all aware of each other. Say the cell phones die, then we can't. So the community network is dead until we can get cell phones up again. So you kill the network because we can't communicate each other, but we don't know what each other's doing anymore. We're so isolated. But once you take and turn that, we all connect again. Same thing. So once we tune in together, the network is up again. And that network, right, is another consciousness of the whole thing. That's a consciousness of the whole thing. But we individually conscious, but now you got a conscious on another level of all the whole thing together. Now the one sinner is aware, but he's not, but he's aware of everyone, but he's not that group conscious. And that's what Allah is. Because once we tune in, we turn that higher consciousness on again. See? And the implication of that is, then it makes a lot, then a lot of things say, well, God, well, let me move on. I'll come back there because there's so much to it, brothers and sisters. So see here, just like this sphere here, that's like the group consciousness. That's another consciousness that's a result of all the individual consciousness connected. So it's a group consciousness. It's the being, we all conscious on our level, but all together we produce a greater consciousness, a group consciousness. And that's Allah. But we all are Allah. But that's the group consciousness. Because we're all one body. So, but if we don't tune in, that consciousness is dead. Not alive. Maybe injured, right? You understand what I'm saying? Because the network is down. So the question is Allah dead? Let's see if we can answer that question. Now look at this way. So that's the being. There's the being, that's Allah. Okay? And like I said, we all together, one being, and then we, well, now, I'm not showing, because it takes a lot of work to do that, but see those big lines going across like that there? What I'm showing is how we all connect to each other. We're all aware of each other. So I put a few there to get the idea. But the one in the center is aware of everybody, right? They're aware of him, but there's also connectivity to each one. So I'm aware of each one, everybody in here, everybody's aware of me. That's once we're able to tune in. Because remember, one brain. Because right now, your brain right now, everything's connected to each other. All the cells are connected to each other. They all communicate with each other. Because you don't just one part, all the brain, all interacts with each other. So same thing here. But the connectivity is tuning in. That's when we separate it. Once we come back together as one being, then we need to tune in because brain is all connected. Okay. Well, we all live in the same house. We don't need cell phones anymore, right there. But you're out there, okay, well, you want to keep up with everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So we got two colors, there's male and female, equal. Let's look at this. Originated heaven and earth. How could he have a son? He had no consort. He created everything. He is knower of all things. That's lie your Lord. There's no God, but he created all things. They will serve him. He's charged of all things. Right, that's that. All us together, we produce a group, brain, group consciousness. I'll use that consciousness because I want to get to that in a minute. Group consciousness. Where group consciousness is all our consciousness combined. I can show you proofs of it. Now, the devils have that. See, that's why it says, the Quran says, they are one nation, they are one nation, whatever I said. Because we got different nations, when these different nations, they're talking about different bodies. But they can't produce a group consciousness. We can't. See? So group consciousness is, so therefore, because you look at us individually, we allow, look at brain cells, that's the brain cells, but then the whole brain too. The brain cell is a brain, right? It's a brain cell, part of the brain cell. So you look at it, say, that's what, and each brain cell is identical to the brain, identical material. See, that's what we're saying there. So yeah, we look at us, you look at us, you're looking at a brain cell of Allah, and all together, that's Allah, all us together is Allah together. And Elijah Muhammad said that, he said it in many ways, not like I'm saying you, because he said, that's why I say Allah, A-L-L, all. Now, I'm not sure to what degree Master Muhammad explained that to him, but the point is that that's what it's saying. And when that group conscious comes, think, see, say for instance, you're the wisest person on the planet. You, man, you know everything, right? But this group consciousness, you would just be one brain cell in that consciousness. That means that brain cell will have the consciousness of every cell in the brain. So what kind of brain would that person have? Because who's that person? Us, all together. But the conscious level, what conscious level would that be? I'm going to show you some proofs in a minute. Did those who reject not see that the heaven and earth was one piece, and we tore them apart? We made from water everything that lives, when I believe. It gets more specific there, from one being. It tells you right here, we're all part of one being. This is one way of saying it. Let's go a little further. Earth and heavens are one piece. Remember I said? All the area out there used to be one piece together. Tells us right in the Quran. They said, damn, but all the energy out there, the galaxies and stars and all that, right? All the energy is right here. That's what we're telling you. So you said, what the hell was like then? We have all that energy, and now we don't have any because all the energy is out there now. So we're in an energy deficit compared to how we used to be. Did not those who displeased see the heaven and earth were closed up, rent them from water, made everything living? Well, that's, let's repeat, I can say it. Next one. He was created from a single soul. Keep in mind that word soul, what they mean by that. See? And of the same, he make his mate. He might find covering her. So when he covers her, she bears light burden, then moves about with it. Then when it grows heavy, they both call upon Allah's Lord. That gets a good one, which should be. Anyway, the problem is, question is, he created from a single soul. Walking for one being. That means we components of that being. We're brain, we cells of that being. But that being, once we tune in, it's all connected again. So it's a conscious on a high level of all of us connected. The reason why you're conscious right now, because all your brain cells communicate with each other, but they got backs. They don't have backs, rather. They all communicate with each other, like you would be conscious. Same thing right now. Once your brain cells start communicating with each other, you're dead. But when we start communicating with each other through tune in, then that higher consciousness comes to existence. It's dead right now. You see here, this is a proof here. Now you ask yourself a question. We're all parts cells of this being. So each cell has a different, just like your body. Each component has a function. Your lung cells and your brain and your heart cells are identical. If they pull aside to look at it, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference. They're identical. The DNA is identical. Right? So, but each one does their function. Right? See? So you expect the heart to produce blood, whatever. Okay. Now I said that was on a lower level. They don't have tuning ability. Right? See, so they never reduced that consciousness to the level I'm talking about. At any rate, but there's a group consciousness, but not on that level, right? So when they invent something, see, and you can go and check this out. It's like, you know, Henry Ford did not come up and just build a car. What it was is he put components together, because somebody out there developed tires, rubber. Somebody out there figured out windshields, mirror, glass, right? And somebody else went out there and figured out engine. And he said, damn, I could put this together and make a car. Well, why was these people doing different things that was independent of each other? Because they had a group consciousness that was saying, I want a car. So it's okay, so it will this person do the they didn't realize they was working together. You do the glass, you do the wheels, you do this, boom. And then somebody said, okay, there's another component that says, hey, all these things I can put together and make a car. As far as I know, Henry Ford didn't invent anything. All the components, he just figured out how to put them together to come with a car. This is all aspects of creativity. All aspects of reality. Somebody came along, somebody said, I'm going to do this thing. Why was they doing that? Who made them do it? They didn't see the whole picture. They saw this little picture. Somebody came and said, hey, man, I can put this together, and I can come up with this. That's the proof right there, if you understand it. Okay. If you go in there, somebody, each one of the little parts somebody came with. And they said, hey, man, somebody they came some idea, I can put these things together like this, and I'll come with a car. Because there was a consciousness that said, I want a car. Okay, now I need somebody to produce this piece. And you thought you was doing, you was following that consciousness. You was doing that good heart. I'm just pumping blood. I'm just pumping air. If I put heart cells together, and I put lung cells together, I put a kidney cells, I can have a being. I mean, that's an exaggeration. But you understand the point I'm trying to make here, brothers and sisters? That's simple proof. But something you can research if you care about researching. Let's move on to another way of looking at this. Now, I tell people, I said, these stories they have in there are not there just to be stories. They make a certain point. Now, if you read chapter Hebrews 7, it's dramatic, but nobody talks about it. Some of this person called Melchizedek. And they say Jesus, they really mean Joshua. You know, I told you about that Joshua's Jesus story. But from Melchizedek, king of Salem means king of peace, priest of the Most High. Most High. What does it mean, the priest of the Most High? The Most High of the Most High God. Okay. But is he the God? Let's see. See, I think you got to make sense of this. Who met Abraham returning from slaughter as a king? Now, Abraham, what? Abraham said he met with God. So is Melchizedek, is he the God? Right? To whom Abraham gave tenth of Abraham didn't bow nobody but God. So this Melchizedek must be God. If you got to put the piece together, brothers and sisters. Right? First being interpreted king of righteousness, after that also king of Salem. So he was king of righteousness and king of Salem. Now that's I'm not gonna get to that, but that's a very important point there, which is king of peace. Without father, listen this carefully, without mother, without descent, have neither beginning of days nor end of life. That means he's always been here, always will be here, so he's got to be God. Nobody created him. Because he said he says he had neither beginning nor so he's self, so and you can't, that self-created stuff don't work. How can you self-create yourself? You have to be existent. So if you exist, you already create. Anyway, you want to go with that, go with it. So he's telling you he's God. See, that's sealed Bible stuff, and they, you know, so you gotta, they expect you to use this, right? That's the purpose is to make you use this, and the purpose, right? That's why they give you scripture. They don't give scripture just it's like GPS, right? Okay. Without father, without mother, without sin, having neither the beginning of days nor end of life, the man is made like the Son of God, abides priest continually. But he's somehow not connected. He's God, but he's like a part of God. They say, man, like until the Son of God abide, but he's a God. It's just, obviously he's God. He's so created. Nobody created him. But you know, you gotta pay attention to this stuff. Now consider how great this. What the hell? How did that get changed like that? I bet what? Let me go get the translation, brothers and sisters. They took the word out of there. It's unbelievable. I tell you, on my stuff. See how great this man was. How did he take it out of there? Oh boy, I know they're having fun. They're trying to give me a heart attack, stroke. No, I'm not making this up. They're my stuff. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Hold on. Let me see what I can do here. Point. Oh, it's unbelievable. Hold on. Now I think I got a quick fix here. Oh, okay. And what have we? No, I don't. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. It's unbelievable. Hebrews 7. Every day I have to fight with these brothers and sisters. They go in, they do stuff. Where was that? Fourth one? Wow, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I found the code. What else? Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. Unbelievable. Well, I found gonna go out and Google it again. They're having fun, but they can't stop anything, brothers and sisters. Wow. They went right into my, took the word out. So you can Google it and think I'm making this up, brothers and sisters. Oh boy. They said I'd be worn out when the time comes, but I am worn out. No doubt about that. Still, stuff like this kind of energizes me. Okay, let me see if it's in there. Make sure. It's 4. So let me take it out again. We got AI there, I guess. Yes. shooting something. Okay. Mm-hmm. 2 seconds, man. It's almost there. That was a good one. Well, I mean, good ones, you know what I mean. That one. When I was putting these things together, bro, it's just literally hours. Main reason why I'm going to show that word. They took the word out. It's ran out. Okay, well, okay, let me see anything else here. Okay, I'm just go with that. Okay, so what can we do there? Okay, let's see what I go here. Back up. So we'll talk about this, right? He's immortal. He's always been here. It says, no beginning of life, no end of days. He's always been here, right? So he's got to be God. Or God, and he's more than one. Now consider this one. Now consider how great this man was. Say where Google it. See, man, not spirit, not spook, how great this man was. Someone that's immortal, always been here, always will be here. That's like Adam is made from dust. They say he's a man. How great this man was. See, even the patriarch Abraham gave 10 spoils, and that means Abraham only bowed to God. So that means it's God and he's a man. Now you want to argue with that? That's scripture. I didn't make it up. And verily they are the sons of Levi. And verily they that are the sons of Levi who received the office of the priesthood, have a commandment to take tithes of the people according to the law that is of their brethren. That means Elijah was told to take tithes, fees, and money. I mean, from the people. Matter of fact, I'm told, no, take it. And because you're going to use it for their benefit. That's the Levites. Elijah was Levite. Says Melchizedek is not Levite. But he who descent is not counted for from them received tithes. But he who descent is not counted from them received tithes of Abraham. Bless him that had the promise. And without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better. And here the man that died received tithes, but there he that received them, of him is a witness that he liveth. And as I may say, Levites also who received tithes paid tithes to Abraham. But for there was yet the lines of, okay. Now I'm missing something here again. Thought about it. I'm not sure about it. Right. Now it's talking about Joshua. They called Jesus. He was satisfied that art a priest forever after order of Melchizedek. Well, hold on. This should put you on brakes right here. This is about Joshua. We call Jesus. Those who understand know Joshua is the Messiah, that Jesus is a made-up name. But even to understand that, even if you accept either one of those, the thing is, he's going to be a priest forever, as order of Melchizedek. We're not bringing both being priests at the same time. See, So what was the transition point? Because they tell you that Melchizedek died and came back to life as Joshua. So tell you, when I testify, thou art preached forever after order of Melchizedek, after. But they keep talking about was, my brother. He's not there anymore. But yet they say he had no light in the light, days light in the light. So how could he not be anymore? It says he's forever. Because it's the same person. The transition from one to the other. That's happened to us. We died as a nation. We are alive. We died as a nation. Now we come back to life. Forever. Remember, our kids are going to last forever, isn't it? Can you add these things together? That's what's saying right there. So Allah died, yes. The transition came back to life. Not die physically. Here. The ability to tune in, we're lost. The ability to connect. And that's about to be revived. And the only way you can revive it, you have to step to the level of the angel. Your brain has to be on a level, then you start tuning in again. So you can't tune, no, I cannot. At least I don't think I can. I be seeing, picking up stuff, boy. I hope that ain't tuning in, but that's it. Ooh. But Elijah said he could teach us to tune in, but he said, it's like, it's like teaching to eat, and all there is to eat is shit. I better see fasting. That's what it's saying here, brothers and sisters. We lost that ability, that's the death. Connect with each other. And now that ability's coming back. And that's what angel is, to get you back to that level where you can do that again. Then once you come in, that higher level consciousness kicks in. See, that's why I talk about 2 ways. Come on, Melchizedek, and then Melchizedek is like the son of God, like he's a God, but yeah, but he's talking like it's another consciousness there. So another one speaks that another way, another minute. Like being close, it said this knowledge will be revealed during the time 7 trumpets about to blow. Tells you, the mystery will be revealed. They can't reveal because they haven't broken seals. Okay, let me back up and go before I go here. This second part of this piece. Okay, your brain cells, right? You got your will, and they're all, brain cells, they all work together. They're driving force. And so they're all doing, they may think they're independent, but no. They're connected to the will. They're connected to keep my hands, everything, do what I want to do. That's all work together. But foot may not know what the hand's doing, but they all work together. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. So we all work together on this, right? We are as a nation, we're still all working together. It's just on a very low level right now. But we're not conscious of it. But we're all working together as a nation. That's why we all come together suddenly. Okay? Because we move to a higher level of consciousness. And when you go to tribulation, I can't say it's for sure, right? At some point during that time, is it beginning or ending, somewhere in between, you're going to kick in, be able to tune in. Because the Bible tells you that, it says you're going to hear a voice saying, go quick, go the other way. I should have put that in here. Google it. It says you hear a voice saying, go quick, go the other way. Because you tune in. Tell you what to do. Why does it tell you what to do? Where's the voice coming from? Because it comes from that greater consciousness. That's you. You're part of it. Right? Like my hand. Do this. Right? I need to eat. Right? My foot, do it. I need to walk. All working together so I can walk or eat, whatever I need to do. The thing is, do this. other person doing that. And you think independently. No, you're really thinking as a group. And right now, you're still thinking as a group. But the point is, they're doing everything they can to keep from seeing that, and they're using it against you. That's what we're talking about next. Let's move on to the next, brothers and sisters. You're not independent. You have no freedom of free will. We all acting, original people acting as a nation right now. It's not harmonic motion yet, it's getting close. We're still acting under, right? Because we're all part of the same body. And we all I gave you hints before. I said it's like Son of Man is like he's in the body, he's conscious, but the whole body is comatose. So he's laying there, he's conscious, but the body won't move. So he's trying to get that body to move. Eventually, as soon as get a toe to move, or get a finger to move, keep on, eventually get the whole body to move and gets up, and walks or walk. That's the same thing I said that in the past. So it's not like I'm making this up all out, giving hints. That's what it's like. See? So it says, Son of Man is the will. Because the person is trying, it's the will. That's what an angel is. Representation of that. Get that body moving. That's why I call him Messiah. Get that body moving. It's responding, but it's fine. But like I said, it's comatose. Because you got all that enemies and all that force against it. So that's why you keep on resonance. Right? Keep sending signals to the body. Keep sending signals to the body. Right? They're trying to block it. They're trying to block it. And so, and the body starts to respond a little more. Master Thomas is going to give going to help out when he gives some shock treatment. You know, they can pitch, oh. Because right now the body has very little energy. So you get an energy burst. On top of the energy burst, then the forces the brain, the data that's affecting. I tell you, man, you can't move, man. You ain't gonna be able to move forever, man. You're gonna be in a wheelchair for that. Discouraging you, so that can be taken out. Then get positive. Hey, man, you can move. You can move. You get a positive, and then you get a positive encouragement. But right now you get nigga, you ain't nigga, you ain't gonna never be nothing. Man, just go keep playing ball, keep watching NFL, the American dream. It's all against you. We're gonna get about. Let's move on to the next stage of this. Now this, I'm gonna tell you right now, backs up with this. The beast. And let me just get into it and then talk about the beast. It says, there's no fear of God before their eyes. You ain't paying attention. What's that mean? Nobody pays attention to that. But what's God? God is about consequence. That's the essence of God, consequence. Every action has justice. That's the essence of God, consequence. That's the most excellent, that's the most primary attribute, consequence. Every action has obviously, that's the very nature of the universe. So if no fear, they tell you they had no fear of consequence. Why don't have fear of consequence? Right? Be the mathematics of it. No, it's not analogy, brothers and sisters. Not my opinion, not philosophy. Here. What then? Are we better than they? Two groups here. We are that. We're the we. No wise. We ain't nothing like them. But we have before proved both Jews and Gentiles. Right? Oh, they ain't those anymore. The good and satanic Jews. He putting them both together. Put both together. Prove both that they are all under sin. Every one of them. Just like the lessons say. This is right. As it's written, there's none righteous. Right? So no, because he's one of them. There's none righteous, no, not one. So God's a liar here? Scripture. There's none that understand. There's none that seeketh after God. Not one. They are all gone out of the way. They all together become unprofitable. There's none that does good. No, not one. They don't do any good. Oh, Father, he's a good one. That shows you Farrakhan's a liar. He's calling God. Well, if Farrakhan's right, this is wrong. So who are you going to go with? No, not one. Not one, not even one. Remember, Abraham couldn't find one righteous man in Sodom. Their throat is open spelter, and their tongues like they have used deceit. Make you shed blood. Remember the nature? The poison of apes under his lips, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Oh, you curse. You curse. Yeah, I sure do. And God curses soon on him. He cursed your ass. Boy, I tell you. They feel swift to shed blood. Make them shed blood. Destruction, misery are in their ways. What's going on in America now? What's going on in false Israel? Right? Destruction, misery are in their ways. And the way of peace they have not known. You think peace in the last 5 years? See, it's clear who this is. There's no fear of God before their eyes. No sense of consequence. And that's the problem. Because if you have a sense of consequence, you ain't going to care about what you do. You do whatever you like. Now think about it. Even their religion. Remember, that religion is supposed to, personal religion actually is supposed to tell you how to navigate through a season, how to navigate, your reality. That's what it's supposed to be. But their religion, Christianity, has no fear of consequence in it. Go tell you do anything you want to. Just Jesus paying for your sins. And the Catholic Church is going, you do whatever you want to, you kill everyone, just going to confess. Remember, Jesus paying the price for your sin. That means you do anything you want. It's in their religion. There's no religion like that on the planet. It's a religion of no consequence. That's who they are. Christianity is a religion of no consequence. No. Because Jesus gone, he accepts all your sins. This is clear stuff here, brothers and sisters. Let's move on. And when the word comes to pass, we shall bring forth a beast from the earth that will speak to them, because the people did not believe our messages. Now you got to watch out for the so-called Qurans, because what happened is after they got under control of the devils, they start going in and start moderating the verses. Like they used to say, that's why they tried to get rid of Mullah Muhammad Ali, because he tried to put it exactly, translate exactly like it said in Arabic. If you go and get the, what's his name, I can't think his name, the one they accept, translation. He said, oh, the guilty, blur-eyed. The guilty blur-eyed. When it actually says the guilty blue-eyed. That says something. Who's the guilty blur-eyed? Keep that in mind, brothers and sisters. And the word comes to pass, we shall bring forth the beast from earth that will speak to them, because people did not believe our message. Remember, Adam was supposed to preach from earth also, wasn't he? So beast from earth to speak, be a speaking beast. That we, us, remember? Because we're the components of the greater consciousness, right? We can't tune in. So we see the gods, quasi-individuals, says, we will bring a beast from the earth that will speak to them. So it'd be a speaking beast that can talk. So who is that? They can shed blood? Move on. Now look at this. And see, I'm showing that the brains, the gold one, that's our brain, the red one, that's the devil's brains. Okay? European brains, put that away. Now, animals are conscious. They're conscious, we're all around them. They're conscious. They're conscious of their environment. They know how to hunt. Bees know how to make honey. Ants know how to make cities. They're conscious. But they're not self-conscious. That's the difference. They don't know they exist. They're not self-conscious. See? They count everything around them. They're not conscious of themselves. It's the difference. That's what makes them animals. Separate animals from the humans. They're not self-conscious. So what does that mean? So they're conscious, but the human beings have a unique. You see that thing on the middle? See my eyes going out. They make you conscious of what's around you. I was going out. It's your brain. But another one here, you got something inside. It's conscious of the brain itself. That's self-consciousness. That's something we have. Self-consciousness. Animals don't have that. See, we're conscious of existing. We're conscious of everything around us. We're also conscious of that consciousness. We're conscious of everything around us. We're conscious, that's self-conscious, and we're conscious of that conscious of all the things around. We're conscious of that consciousness. It's a deeper consciousness called self-awareness. Beasts don't have that. And that's where consequence comes in. Because that, you're conscious of your actions. And you weigh your actions. It's positive or negative. That's what self-conscious is. You have to have that. Some people call it a soul. See, when they use those terms, but you don't understand what those terms mean. Soul, right? It's another term they use. I'll go with soul for now. Soul. You don't have a soul. That means it's wicked, evil. That's what they call it. But it's just self-consciousness. Self-consciousness is the seat of consequence, because you can't have consciousness. Animals don't have a sense of consequence. You don't have a sense of consequence because they don't have, because you're not self-aware. You have to be self-aware to have a sense of consciousness. It says they had no consciousness. It says there's no fear of God before their eyes. They have no sense of consciousness. That's the devils. That's why I call them beasts, because the beasts don't have self-awareness. You think they're like us, they're beasts that ride the earth. They talk to us and everything else. They can vent, they can talk, they can build things. So can bees. So can ants. So can beavers. They can build a dam. So can birds. They can build a nest. But they're not self-aware. So they got brains as complicated as ours is, but they're not self-aware. So they can build complicated things, but they're not self-aware. That's why they have no fear of consciousness. They have no fear of consequence. They don't have it. That's how I raise a beast. That's why they refer to as beasts. So you didn't know that distinction until I just told you. Maybe you agree with it. I don't care if you agree with it or not. That's a fact. Because it tells you they have it. They tell you right there they have no fear of God before their eyes. They're totally wicked because they have no sense of consequence. And their religion tells them they don't have to have a sense of consequence, but they can do what they want to do because Jesus suffered. Even though religion tells you that, they don't have it. So they look like us. They can talk, they can do all things, but they don't have consequence. So that's why they're devils. They're wicked by nature. That's what it says there. So they're wicked by nature. They don't have a sense of consequence. They don't have it. That's when I can't understand the angel. Because angel, you need a sense of consequence because you need to see deeper into, they see words, right? They can read the words and they go by what the words mean. They can calculate, but they can't see the deeper meaning inside the words. Can't do it. The demons can't either because they get the same problem. But Farrakhan hasn't done, he can't do it. Now people that do have consequence, right? They can do it, but it depends on what level they're on. Part of the brain they're part of. They have that. They like I said, they brain cells. They have a sense of consequence. That's why they mild, they humble. See? Condemn that. That's that. Oh man, you humble man. You gotta be warlike. You gotta be a killer. You gotta kill people. See, that makes sense to them. Tough talk. You know, like the so-called, he says he's a minister of ESSEC, whatever. He's he's not the minister of peace anymore. He's a minister of war, whatever. We all kick their ass. But that's who they are. They can't help it. They're not self-aware. They're not self-aware. They're beasts. The dog, he comes, he licks on you and everything, jump on everything. He's not self-aware. He don't even know he exists. He doesn't know he exists. He's just doing things wherever makes him feel good. And they don't know they exist either. You're not self-aware. You say, oh, yeah, well, okay, if you want to go that, it tells you. There's no sense of God, no sense, there's no fear. That means there's no sense of consequence. That's why they do what they do. And you can't reform them. It tells you, none of them are good, no, not one. So who are they talking about? For them to be in that consideration, as told you, that's bearing witness to what I'm saying. They're bearing witness, that statement there, they're saying, bears what I'm saying, because it says, there's no good in them at all. If there's no good, it means you have no sense of consequence. That's no way of saying that. Because consequence make you consider what you're doing. And you say, man, you want to do certain things because you don't want it to fall back on you. You don't be punching somebody in the face, you know they're going to punch you back in the face. But if you don't know they're going to punch you back in the face, yeah, I'll go punch you back. You know what you're doing is going to happen back to you, so you go do it. Look what the Europeans doing, all this stuff. They don't see this stuff coming back on them. It says right in chapter 18, Revelation. She says, a queen. He said, it's not going to happen to me. But it says, it's going to happen to you. Consequences going to happen. But she ain't no happen. See, they don't think what they do is going to happen back. They got this Lego thing out there that Iran put out about the same thing. So what if all the stuff you do will come back to you? So come. If they knew it was coming back, then they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Whether you understand or not, that's up to you. That's the point. That's why they're beasts. But they technical stuff. Say, oh no, that don't make them aware. I mean, they can make robots to do that now, can't they? Can't they make robots that can build stuff? But they're not self-aware, are they? Not self-aware. Don't have a sense of consciousness. Don't have that. We do. So you see us on the left-hand side here, right? We rise up to kings. They're just beasts. They'll always be beasts. That's their nature. That's where he made them. And that's where they're going to make new shit, but that's all they can do. Because they're beasts. They're not human. That's why I say I raised a beast that will talk to you. You look, act like you're everything else, but he won't be you. He can talk to you. But he won't be you. He'll be a beast. And that gets back to what I was saying earlier about we're all one being, but we just separate different parts. So our actions are not our own act, we think it is, but we acting as our function is part of the brain, part of the group. But the connection really bad, not bad, really bad. We're still acting in that way. Because if you're a heart cell, you're going to act like a heart cell. If you're a brain cell, you're going to act like a brain cell. Right? But the one that's center there, right? One absolute center there, right? Let me see if I can. I said there's one that's driving the whole affair. Right? So Allah is all us together. That's why Elijah Muhammad said the all come from ALL. But individually we Allah because we're part of the body. My finger is part of my body. My foot is part of my body. But it's not the whole body. But the whole body got different parts. They all got to work together as one body to survive. So you got all kinds of cells. Get back here. I'm going to show this picture here. You know, I go back that far. Ooh. Okay, see in the center here? In the center, the center. It's all connected. Once you turn all connected, but when the center, like you have will, and your will drives the rest of the body. Your brain controls the body, but you got a cell that controls the brain. That's the will. And that's what the Messiah, that's why he's the first one to work amongst the dead ones, first one to come alive, and then start bringing the rest alive. Bring them all together. Okay. And so that's what angel is, drives the fear. Slowly, slowly keep on, get them information, slowly, eventually, right? The resonance builds up enough to overcome all the obstacles with the help from Master Muhammad. Boom. Come together as one body. And that's who Allah is, we're all Allah. But when they come together, you got a group of consciousness that we can't comprehend ourselves. But we're part of it. Not one of us, even the Messiah, cannot comprehend it. But he's part of it. If you can understand that. See? Because it's a group consciousness. So all the brain cells together, when they all connect together, that's another consciousness that is dead now. That's about to come alive. Transition from Melchizedek to Joshua the Messiah. So this forever, just that transition period. When the connection is broken, connection between is broken. And you got the demons mixed in there trying to keep it broken. Everybody got a cell phone, but you got somebody there in between blocking it. You're called to somebody else. All that's got to be cleaned out. Okay. Go. We all connected, right? So I don't want to get to that kind of detail, but right now we are tuning in on a subconscious level. Just not conscious yet. Because that's how we're all connected by nature. Because they keep us. Okay, one way to see, they don't know they're doing this, but they study this. They try to figure out how in the world can we keep them under control. They know we're smarter than them. It tells you right there. It says we're stronger than them. It says right there in the scripture. So what do? You got the brain. Let me get back to my picture here. That's why you have to understand the difference between brain and mind. Okay. So your mind is data. Okay. So if they take the data and minimize the data you get, right? Instead, we're self-conscious of the information that the brain has. What the brain doesn't have information. And what you're conscious of? Nothing. Like you wake up, enter your room. Okay, you woke, but there ain't nothing there. Nothing there. And so, only two ways they can do it is by creating demons. So that'd be us without consciousness. Without self-consciousness, we'll be black, but without self-conscious is gone. That was the person of demons. The other way is to keep giving you bad data, so therefore you self-conscious, but there's nothing in the room to be conscious of. Remember, self-conscious means, okay, your brain is conscious for all things out, but they control that, everything around you. And then that's your brain, right? And then you subconscious of that, of your brain itself, conscious of it. But what if it has nothing in it? It's like you open your eyes and you're in a room, there's nothing in the room, it's totally white. I mean, what you see? You see nothing really. Because there's nothing to see. You got sight, but there's nothing to see. So you got but you have nothing. And that's another way to keep us. That's why you have to understand what the mind, the brain is. So they keep you distracted. NFL, Beyonce, all that kind of stuff. So therefore, it's nothing. You talk to people that don't know anything. So that's why it's hard to get a hold of them. Another thing you can look at, another way you look at this. See, the reason now, you can't get the angel because if you don't have self-consciousness. The other thing is this. Remember, you get this data, right? But remember, you're not conscious of your conscious. Self-conscious means you're conscious of your conscious. They're conscious. Animals are not conscious of their consciousness. They're conscious, they're not conscious of it. If you understand that. So if you're not conscious of it, that means you're saying things, you're doing things, but you're not conscious of what's the meaning of what you're saying. You're not conscious, you're saying things, but you're not conscious of the meaning of what you're saying, and that explains why they're doing Sundays. They can say stuff that's totally contradictory. They say, oh, God's a man, then right a second later, tell you, God, everybody's making babies. Well, if they was kind of what they're saying, they know that too don't make sense. The reason why I do it because they're demons, they're not conscious of what they're saying. They're conscious of the information, but they don't know what it means. No conscious of the meanings. Same thing, they got the crime, they say, you know, some of it's deceitful, some of them didn't know it's deceitful. But the point is, what's the meaning? They got the word, they can say the words, oh, Bible says, God says, whatever. What's the meaning? They're self-conscious, know that. They got it maybe not conscious of, they're not conscious of the meaning of the information, put it that way, not conscious of the meaning of it. Because when you look at it, if you have any idea of the angel, you see right away that don't make any sense they're saying. And they say, do they understand? They say, then how can they say that? Oh, God's a man. He don't spook a spirit, but he's everybody won't make it babies. That means, really? He won't wake up in the night. He wake up in the morning. Yeah, but he got a mother playing with the air for. Just don't wake up the devils. See, but see, it makes sense because they're not conscious on that level. What they're saying, all they say is, hey, it says this and this. God says, they put it together. Remember, they calculated. Oh, I'm gonna get this result. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that. Without understanding the depth of what they're saying, the meaning of it. So therefore, it doesn't add up. It doesn't. But it makes sense to them because they're trying to hit the right note to get everybody on the right page. Say, hey man, they ain't bumping on that much. Let's try this note. Let's try. Oh, everybody's bumping. That's the note we're gonna play. And that's what's going on there right now. They're going out their way trying to find out how to keep that money coming in when Farrakhan's going. Because he's a draw. Hope you understand that, brothers and sisters. And that's why they can do that, because you say, how can they do that? Are they animals? Are they stupid? How can they say what they say doesn't connect? It doesn't make sense. Because they don't understand the meaning of what they're saying. If they did, they would be saying that stuff. God's a man. Then God prays, but then who's praying to? He's praying to the originator. Or he's praying to the memories. Wait a minute. He's saying, what the hell? God's a man. Yeah, but he may create everything. Master, I'm create everything. Say he's Allah. And you see, what it's saying, but it makes sense to other people on that same level, because, right? It said in the book. He's saying what's in the book. See? That. Because Because they don't know the meaning. They put it together like I'm doing right now. Say, okay, oh, that's adds up. The mathematics was that all comes together. You can't do that. That's why, and that's the angel is to get you back into doing that. Put some data in that room. So now you see, now you got something to see. And now you go, the meaning of the sealed Bible was concealing the meaning. It's concealing the meaning. And they can't relate to the meaning because they're not conscious on that level. They don't have self-conscious. That's what the sealed Bible is. The book is right there, same book. The sealed Bible is not a different book, it's the same book. So where's the concealing? What's sealed in there? The meaning. The meaning. And they can't do the meaning because the point is, they're not self-conscious. You have to be self-conscious, go and say, oh, the meaning. See, you're conscious of the words, but you ain't conscious of the meaning of it. That's self-conscious. Okay, I'm conscious of everything around me, but I ain't conscious of me. So I'm just doing my thing. Animals are conscious of everything around, but they ain't conscious of themselves. And so that's what the devil's biggest trick is, because they look so much alike. So we think they can, but it tells you that. It tells you right there. It tells you specifically they have no fear of God for their eyes. I mean, they have no sense of consciousness, and they do wicked. They can't do anything else. They tell you they don't have. They tell you they don't have this. They don't have that sense. They tell you they don't have that sense. So I ain't make it up. But if you on that level, all you're gonna do is get mad for what I'm saying. And if you do have a sense of consciousness, it's gonna start to move you. Because because you can pick. In other words, you can pick it up. They can't pick it up. Like they can't. That wavelength go right past them. And you pick it up. You tune in on it. You understand, brothers and sisters? Okay, let's look at this. And the Lord said, I'm going to place ruin earth. Now making me say, well, why would he do that? Why makes him shed blood? It means I have sense. Why would he do that? But then the seasons come in. See, when you have a sense of some, all this stuff starts falling into place. We say, well, why would we do that? Well, if we have seasons and we're going to have a winter season, and it's the worst one ever because of the way the universe works in deprivation, then yeah, we should submit to that if we want to survive, because we're going to be in trouble. That'd be the worst time for us. But it won't be bad, but it'd be a good time for them to make up people that can handle the winter. But they couldn't handle the spring. Look at this. And that's your coming. Do you then believe part of the book and discipline the other? They do all the time. Because they have a sense of what they're saying. You think they would say it, they had a sense of what they're saying? They don't. They go right past them. Oh yeah, God's a man. But he made you in the womb. He makes everything perfect. Then how my sin come from? How come you got Siamese twins? A person got two heads, one body. God make them too. If he's in the womb, he's got to make them for the babies, the dogs, the cats, and everything else too, right? What maturity you use? See, they operate on that level. Because you need self-conscious to operate on that level. You may not realize that, but you do. Because they don't see the meaning of it. They say, oh, it says this. And so they just reflecting or quoting what they see there. But they can't see the meaning deeper into it. Right? Because self-conscious means you have a deeper consciousness. See? Because you have conscious, your conscious tell you what's going on around you. Your self-conscious tells the meaning of it, how it's affecting you. Because now you can analyze that. Okay, I'm conscious of everything around me. Okay, but now I'm conscious of being conscious of that. If you get my meaning, right? What then? What the Moses do is, do we be part of book this? They do all the time. And Farrakhan did in the situation is they dishonest about it, but the point is, it's also a result of they, like I said, don't have self-consciousness because they say stuff don't make any sense. You know, right there. How can they say we ain't going where God says we are? And the fact that they disregard that means they have some idea what that is. But they remember they're at war with us. And the sealed Bible is instructing them. And they are calculating, but they calculate on that level. Those calculate too. You think they don't predict process the day they're getting? A lion just knows to sneak up on something that's downwind, I believe, so the wind don't pick up on a scent. How do they know that? They don't take care of their babies. They calculate. They teach us not to calculate. So they be part of the book. They do it all the time. You see them. But they do it by nature. Even if it's by deceit, still by nature. Right? Because they can't put it all together. They can't connect the dots. They don't see any dots connect. Those who order the book their lives, those who could sit order the book their lives reveal and take a small price, need nothing but fire in their bellies, and I will not speak to them on the resurrection, their resurrection, or the pure for them. There's a pain with chastisement. What do you mean? Those who order the book, women, ain't that what they do? They don't talk about Abraham covenant. They don't tell you about we're going to leave here, the covenant. They don't tell you about the message of the covenant. So they're concealing that because they read part of the book, they don't read the other part of the book. So I tell you. But why are they doing that? Some of it's outright deceit because they know who, they got sealed Bible, they know who we are. It says they know who we are. We say taught Adam all our names, so they know who we are. So some of it's deceit. The other part is they don't understand what it means anyway, but they don't see on that level. They don't understand what they're doing. They don't say what they do, they wouldn't do it. If they knew they was going to go out there and pay the price they're going to pay for what they did to us, they would have done it. But they ain't see any consequence of what they're doing. Oh, Jesus, they didn't say, I don't have to worry about Jesus. Jesus going to, he's suffering our sins. That's a powerful point there, brothers and sisters. Because their religion reflects their nature. And their nature says they have no consequence. The religion validates that. Because if you believe in Jesus, it doesn't matter what you do. The Catholic Church, that was their main point. Like you see movies that got mafia guys about to kill people, they're going to preach, kill somebody. Right? Okay, if they females here and put something in the battery, all we got to do is confess it. That's what called beast. That's not acknowledging. So this is Farrakhan if you want. Maybe listen to him because you beast. And I saw the wild beast. Okay, it's 6. I'm not going to this, brother says, but it's 666. They're all beasts. And the point is, they keep talking about 666. It's easy to know 666 is. It tell you the first 6 is power with sanctions. Who do all the sanctions in the world? America. That's what it is. That's the first 6. And second 6, it says that beast, the second beast said the first beast, went on sanction, right? He will kill you and stop you from buying and selling anything if you didn't worship that second beast. That means false Israel. That's second beast. If you think about it, you get the third beast. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's easy to figure out what it is. Beasts, they call them beasts. They're not just called beasts to be nasty, because they are beasts. They don't have a sense of self-awareness.
For he was teaching his disciples, and telling them, the Son of Man is to be betrayed into the hands of men, and they will put him to death, and after being put to death, in 3 days he will rise to life again.
See, it's a simple thing right here in the angel, but people that study should be put that one together. It's all how it works, how it, no. So I wouldn't put it, I've been talking about it.
20. Now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12. 21 And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. 22 And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? 23 And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. 24 The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. 25 Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said.
See, that's why I've been saying, brothers and sisters, the angel speaks to Joshua, mention the covenant. They don't get information to give to the Levites, the people, but it's also personal information like cut that tree down. About Jonah, about, somebody's going, you're doing well, and somebody's going to destroy what you do overnight. Demon hour, all these different things. And this is not here. Because it says this person that's going to betray him won't be successful. Why? Because it just says it's prophecy? No. Because that's why he told me who he is, so I knew who he is. So who that person, I put it that away. So they won't be successful. Because I didn't know they would be successful. I tell you, this communication also not just to give information, it's all communication with me directly. And I decide how I want to use it. So this person will be successful because I know who that person is and when they will do it, and how they will. And that's why they will not be successful. How will not be successful? Because they write it there? No, they send me messages. They will be a betrayer. That's why yesterday I explained, they said, well, there'll be 3. Why do you tell me to be 3? Why can't there be three males? So if 4th one shows up, that means that's something that they ain't supposed to be there. And so after they just stay stressed, okay. So if 4 show up, then I look at that, I hope I'm not stupid. I look at, it's 4 here. Does that mean that the 4th one is okay? It's 4, just say 4. 1 to 3 is bad. One of these is bad. One shouldn't be here. Okay. So I make sure all 4 is present. Let's see what happens. Because, see what I'm saying? Not just this betrayer. I'm not talking about that group as part of this betrayal. I'm not saying that. Because the key, it tells you exactly who that person is, but I know y'all can't recognize it. There's many betrayals. This is one specific one. They're talking about the 4. That's a betrayal. There'll be a betrayal there. There'll be a betrayal on this one. This betrayal will take place, right, when they attack us. This other betrayal will take place before that happens, when they pull only 3, and then a 4th one shows up. So is the 4th one a good one, and 1 and 3 bad? See what I'm saying? So if you want to be wise, you bring all 4 together. Because I know from Elijah's point of view that if you throw somebody out, that don't mean they're bad. That means they got to get themselves together. Because they put people out. That's how many put people out. Because they were believers. They just thought they weren't supposed to be doing. You had to follow the law. That doesn't mean you wasn't a believer. That means you was just undisciplined or whatever. You trying, you ain't got to get. Because look at me. I mean, they didn't physically throw me out. They told me I couldn't come back till I got myself together. And so, I mean, that's an indirectly way of throwing me out. Because I was homeless. I got sick, I was homeless. And they told me I could not come back to Temple because I was raggedy and had no business, sleeping in abandoned buildings. So, you can't come back like this, brother. So, effectively, I was cast out. Right? So, when I would say cast, well, I don't know, because the lieutenants that was around there went out. Brother Raymond Sharif, who's a Supreme Captain, I was talking to him. I was sitting down at that table talking. And the lieutenants were standing around me, grabbing me. He been gone for 6 months, man. He walked away. I said, Brother, I didn't walk away. I said, I got sick. He believed me because of my record and everything, right? So he said, well, brother, I gotta go with the lieutenants. I can't just come here like that. Go look at you, man. You all dirty. You ain't got no clothes. You know, you raggedy. Can't come back here like that, right? So once you get yourself together, you come on back in. So people got thrown out because they was doing things they weren't supposed to be doing, but it wasn't had to do with their belief. And so once they got themselves together, when their time was over, they come back in. If you walked away, that was your ass. You wasn't coming back. Nobody no second chance on that. You walked away, no, that's it. That's it. See? So we had a situation that somebody was thrown out. Said, well, I'm not going to bring everybody. Guess what happens? Then now it's back down to 3. And the 4th one gone. So that's the problem. See, the point is, if you're stupid, you think everybody's stupid. A dog don't know it's a dog. If you're blind, you probably think everybody else is blind. Somebody come and tell you they can see. If you don't know if they can see or not. People that can see everything you're doing. You can't see, but they can see everything you're doing. But you don't know it. And people come here, I've had people over the years come with their bullshit. They think I can't see them. I see them clearly. The Quran tells you that. Those are elevated places all by their marks. So you say, well, he's not an elevated place. Well, whatever you think. But the point is, like I said, I don't tell people, I said, it's kind of stupid to tell people what you know, everything you know, but then they know your limitations. It's like kill your enemy. Why would you do that? Cripple his ass. Then you would give you an advertisement. What happened to you, man? Now mess with that brother Abdul. Man, ooh, he put me in a damn wheelchair, man. I ain't gonna never be able to walk again. He be there. Oh man, they may mess with him. But if you kill a fool, he's in the graveyard, he ain't no advertisement. Nobody know what happened to him, what you did. You know what I'm saying? So the angel talks, his place in the Bible talks about that in a way too. Why hell was kindled. It said, as an example, right? Make sure if you messed up, that's where you're going to be. So I said, right, why kill? No, make them the advertisement so everybody knows what they can expect. They mess around with you. I tell people right up, you don't know me. You don't know what I know. At any rate, so, and it says, and this is devastating, because whoever this person is, it says it better for them they had been born. I talk about different situations. It said, son of perdition, Farrakhan be destroyed. It says those that's manipulating the scriptures, they suffer most grievous chastisement. Them being destroyed, chastisement, right? That's very painful. That's a whipping, right? Most grievous part is ending in death, but it's a lot of suffering before you get there. So that includes death too. But destruction is definitely death. Well, it's a greater death, because not just destruction means everything that's connected to you, all your seed, DNA, anything that connects to you, sister, brother, wife, everything. Total destruction, wipe you right out. Make sure you totally right out of existence. Because remember, say, take 4 birds, teach them to climb you, you can be put back together again. No, make sure that can't happen. See, I didn't make that connection. You gotta make all these connections, brothers and sisters. That's why I destroy it. So to make sure, because that's part of our process of take 4 birds, teach them to climb to you. I explain what it means. So, but the DNA, that 4 birds is the 4 sets of chromosomes that you get from your mother and father. Destroy that, there's no possibility of bringing you back together again. But this time, it goes further than that. He says, he never been born. So they're not just going after him and everything about him. They ain't just going out to punish him. They got to eradicate him, and that was what him to existence. He's born. I mean, somebody had to bring him in. They go after him too to make sure it's told. That's even greater eradication. Anyway, that's for you to think about, brothers and sisters. I'll go this quickly. See, this is what the angel key explains all of this. See, and I just showed 4 days, but it goes up to 12 days here. Each one is day. This side's day, this says nights on the side, right? And that's why I said Jonah been for 3 days, right? In the mouth of whatever. So this is what it's talking about here. See, this represents death. I didn't put but this represents death here. You see here, right? So some maybe put the death, right? See, into the hands of men, betrayed to the hands of men. American Britain represents the hands on the European side. Okay. So he's dealing with the attack. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to go anymore because I figured out. I don't want the person to know how much I figured out. Then they'll know how to get around what I'm telling them. Anyway, that's the thing. So, and once this happens, once phosphorus goes down, remember, what becomes the third day? It becomes the third day where he is. That's when he rises. People that understand it should have figured that one out. It's not that difficult. Okay, I'm going to close out here, brothers and sisters. I talk about squeezing stuff. You squeeze a fruit, right? And you can tell, maybe blind, but if you squeeze it, you taste what you're squeezing, you know what it is. Squeeze, you get orange, you know it's orange. Apple juice, you know it's apple. Grape juice, you know it's grapes, right? But squeeze a black man, what you get? We get 3 different things out of it. You get demon, right? That's from the left-hand side. The black on the outside, devil's on the inside. Because see, they give us a generic black. It's not. That's part of the deception. It's not a generic black. Not a generic white. Master Farmer would be a white man if you went that route. Okay? It's not about skin tone. They use that to try to say, oh, they try to flip it around. Farrakhan, Master Farmer is white, so he's white, so they brothers. That's bullshit. Special nature. So he's got a devil nature, but he got black skin. Here's a pack of here. He's got black nature, but it's corrupted. See, with Harkon, who was told to swim in the lake of shit, they started eating the shit, swallowing the shit, start liking shit, start liking the world of life. And if they start to corrupt themselves, because it says there's no portion hereafter, because they take their reward here, they want reparation, they want a nice house, they want double white, whatever, and they corrupt themselves. So they destroy their reward, and it's also destroying themselves. No? So for instance, short example, are you married to the devil? Well, it's like eating pork. Now, eating pork is bad for you. You're corrupting yourself. That's a simple analogy, right? And then you got the saint. They're 100%. So in blackness, and they call it generic blackness, you got all 3 categories. And 2 of them are evil to us. One is an open enemy, both of them, both of them are hidden enemies. The niggas are the worst. Right? Because they got enough of our nature to fool us, to cling to us, because they said they would do that during tribulation. But they won't be able to be, they got the fake Hajj, right? Enough to get out of here, but they can't maintain it. And they won't be happy doing it. But they do it just to save themselves. Right? You know what I'm saying? Self-preservation. And we can't sort them out until the other side. We sort demons out before tribulation. We have simply demons after tribulation. They're harder. But that's a shame in the parliament.
11. 32 And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries. But the people that do know their God shall be strong, and do exploits. 33 And they that understand among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword, and by flame, by captivity, and by spoil, many days. 34 Now when they shall fall, they shall be holpen with a little help, but many shall cleave to them with flatteries. 35 And some of them of understanding shall fall, to try them, and to purge, and to make them white, even to the time of the end, because it is yet for a time appointed.
See, your sister tells you, sister and brother tells you right here, right? They'll claim it to you during tribulation. You won't be able to detect them, because like us, they got nature was corrupted, right? But they'll be deceiving you. They say they're flat. Hey, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, sister. I'm down with it. But they ain't. Because they're afraid of what the hell to get out of here. You see that? Right? And so we won't be, and they'll get through tribulation, but they'll be sorted out on the other side. Because they won't be able to keep up. I'll leave it at that. Okay, I'm gonna close out here, brothers and sisters. It's Mr. Farrakhan. He's a devil. He's a demon. That story about Nicodemus is talking about Farrakhan. Nicodemus, demon. He came to Joshua, says, "Hey man, is there any way I can? I'm a righteous man. Any way I can get to the kingdom?" He said, "Hell no. You gotta be born again." What do you mean by that? See, Christians kind of tell, "Oh man, that means you gotta believe in Jesus." No. It means you got to be born again. It means the way you was born a dead devil. You got to be born original. That's what he's saying. You're born wrong. But they try to play it around. No. And like I said, all these are your enemies. These demons are supposed to put us on the same level as them. No sense of consciousness. And we see that. You see all this so-called movie child. Everybody's killing everybody. Those are demons. They have no sense of consequence. People don't do things like that. They do it out of necessity, out of self-preservation, but they're not just doing it. And then so we get the hit for it. See them niggas, they killing each other, they selling drugs, each other, everything else. And we might do things out of necessity because we, trying to survive, but that we ain't just doing that. Like doing it because it's like the devil fathers. They look like us, so we take the hit. That's why they got to be separated out. Lion Farrakhan, you look at him. Look at him. Dumb. Ooh. Yes. See, look at him. Look at them folks. He said God told Michelle, why are you talking, Farrakhan? He says Aaron was no damn good. There's no scripture that supports anything. So that's why I said I would give $5,000 to anyone that can show me anything that supports that crap he's saying. He said God told you, why are you talking? He's in a wheelchair. He wear a diaper. When you wear a diaper, that's not keep from shitting yourself. It's to keep the shitting from rolling down your leg. So he's walking around in shit. Puts the shit in the piss in the bag because he's incontinent. He got cancer. Why? It says the man that's robbing nature would have a curse. And that's a curse. Anybody, man, would tell you what happened to him is a curse. You can't recover from it. Because he's robbing nature. He has a bill, and damn thing 40 years except his pocketbook. Him and his son's multimillionaires. And look, he's talking. Had no idea what he's talking about. That's why, what happens to him is going to be terrible. Because they talk. Remember I said they're talking. They don't understand what this stuff means. They haven't broke the angel. And they broke the angel, they haven't done it. So why are they talking? And some even ask for money and carry on. Oh, destruction will be terrible. And it's only days away, if not minutes. Sick clown. St. Elijah's seat. Aaron. It was nothing but shit the whole time by his absence. Farrakhan, who is he? Okay, I'm leaving this brother and sisters. Let's play out. See how he thinks about your children. He says, that's a lie right there. Nappy hair is a dominant hairstyle. It's original hair. And he claims that we got that as a curse, which right there tells you that's a lie. You easily check it out. Like I says, he doesn't have a sense of self-awareness. So he says stuff that doesn't have to add up, doesn't have to make sense. Just have to feel good. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society. I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement of your internal self, which manifests in the disfigurement of your external self. And this is why when you look at our people, wherever we are found on the earth, you find us either disfiguring ourselves physically, because we are disfigured on the inside because of rebellion. When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides.
Yes, sir, brother minister. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, brother minister. Both sides. That's real.
Wake us up, dear Apostle.
When we was alive, we set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
Right. That's right.
We owned buildings.
That's right.
We owned farmland.
That's right.
We were busy doing something, hiring our people.
That's right.
Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
Them Jews didn't want to hear nothing he had to say. He gave up on them. And that's why it's written in the scripture, I know you. You are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye shall do. He was a liar from the beginning and a murderer, and he abode not in the truth, and he's the father of lies. My word has no place in you. He gave up on him. He knew he couldn't reform them devils. And I'm telling you today, we can't reform these white folks. So ain't no use in getting it in your heart and your mind that we're going to reform white people. 1 out of 1,000 they believe. But hell, why waste the time? Let God do the searching. I ain't got no time to search for no cracker that believes in him. No. Don't think hard of me. No, sir. You tender-hearted, foolish brothers and sisters of mine. Don't think hard of me. No, sir. What the hell do I look like? Going to them that killed Jesus, rejected Moses, rejected Muhammad and all the prophets. How the hell am I any better than they? Am I going to convert them? I'm not a damn fool. I'll spend my life knocking your head against the truth because I know you're going to come up. You may not like what I say, but you can't argue with me. I'll whoop your head coming and going with the truth. You just don't like me, but that's all you can say. You may not like me, but you can't argue. All right. Yeah, brother, telling the truth. What do I look like and what do you look like? Sniffling up behind some white people trying to reform them. But all the prophets have tried. And they ain't reformed none of them yet. And the few that they reform, God's mercy is over them. He will guide them. He will protect them if it pleases him. But we ain't got no time thinking about converting no white people. That's it. The door of mercy on them is closing. In fact, it ain't but about that big. So couldn't nothing but a spirit among them get through that crack. And if Reagan has his way, he's going to take all of them down to hell with him. And I hope he does. They deserve death, brothers. They don't deserve no damn mercy. No mercy. They didn't show us none. They don't show us none today. What the hell do we look like praying to God for them? Your damn tongue should be snapped out of your throat if you open your mouth to pray for these bastards that put us in this condition. You call them bastards because they're the only illegitimate child of the original man. They are the real bastards of the planet. You don't owe them nothing. No sympathy. Whatever God do to them today, they justly deserve it for what they put on us and our fathers. Don't you think so? If you don't, get the hell out of here. Go somewhere else where they preach sympathy for them bastards. But not me. Don't pray for them. Don't ask God no mercy for them. Ask God to double the cup on them. Because it's their world that destroyed you and your baby. And it's them today that got our brothers and sisters in South Africa can't breathe. And the same bastards in South Africa is in Washington, D.C. and in Chicago, Illinois.
So on Christmas night, there ain't no damn good cheer for them. Peace on earth, hell. We come with a sword. Goodwill to you. And you about to forfeit yours. Because you trifling people. Hard as hell to save. Because your heart is more for your enemy than for your own self. I was thinking about Mississippi. Yes, sir. Thinking about Brother Abdul Aziz Muhammad and his body.
They fear. That's right. I don't have no army. I just know the truth. And I'm here to separate the good Jews from the satanic Jews. Yes, yes, yes! This is just the beginning, banning me from a social platform.
That's right.
I use that platform with respect.
That's right.
I never allowed those who follow me to become vile as those who speak evil of us. So I am dangerous, not to you, unless you feel that Father Pfleger's invitation to me may hurt Saint Sabina. They don't have the power to hurt Saint Sabina if you don't give them that power. I thank you for listening to me. I have not said one word of hate.
No, sir.
I do not hate Jewish people. Not one that is with me has ever committed a crime against the Jewish people, black people, white people, no matter what your color is. As long as you don't attack us, we don't bother you. So you met me tonight. Social media, you met me tonight. I plead with the rulers, let the truth be taught. I plead because this is the only thing that will make America not great again, make America truly great. If you allow me to tell the truth that God has revealed to his servant, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that he taught me, we can save America from her destructive fall. I'm not a misogynist.
No, sir. No, sir.
I'm not a homophobe. Don't be angry with me if I stand up on God's word. But I don't hate my brothers and sisters who have been exposed to the great deception. Taking the word God is love, and I love my brother. In fact, we kissed when I came up here. And this is not queer. This is straight up love. So from tonight, go home. I'm not going to ask you to let them put you in jail, what they call Facebook jail. But we have a teaching about the maker of the white race. His followers were put in jail. I wonder, is it Facebook jail? And everywhere they looked, there was another one. Till all the jails got filled up. And that's when the president said, I think I better go and start a dialogue with Farrakhan. Because this false mess to give you civil rights and take it back. You owe us. And I'm here, by God's permission, to tell all of you what justice looks like. It's not a white woman, a TV show, and a nice car, and a nice home. I got all of that too. But I ain't robbed nobody.
That's right.
I love you. I love you because God loves you and wants to free you from the grip of Satan, that we may build a righteous world. And Father Pfleger will be in that righteous world. You can believe it. He's a true servant of Jesus the Christ. Thank you for listening. To tell all of you what justice looks like. It's not a white woman, a TV show, and a nice car, and a nice home. I got all of that too. But I ain't robbed nobody.
I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadafuddin and I have had disagreement. But his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else.
I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.